everybody, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're just going to give you a bit of an update on the Mini, following on from the video you saw a couple of weeks ago, which you can find...
I'll point this way, you point that way.
One of these ways, you'll see it pop out. But in that video, we just started fitting the engine back into the Mini again. We had some time, so we decided to just go ahead and do it. So, I hope you enjoyed that video. In today's video, I'm just going to give you a bit of an update. Spoiler alert, it's the same day, we just carried on. But we've done a lot more now since the end of the last video. So if you haven't watched it, I'll bring you up to speed. End of the last video, we literally got the gearbox on the engine and got it in, and that was it. We didn't mess about with anything else, it was just in situ on the mounts. Now in this video, I'm going to show you the bits we've done this evening. So, obviously, engine and gearbox was in anyway. So, we've got the wiring loom in position. There's obviously a few that are still unplugged because we can't quite put the intake manifold on just yet because I need to buy a gasket. But we've got quite a few things wired in. We've got sort of over to the fuse box wired in. We've got the start motor back in and wired in. All the ECU plugs are in place. Managed to get the gear linkages on and working. We had a bit of a game with that. It was a bit painful, but we got there in the end. With a bit of patience and persistence, we got the gear linkages on and working properly. Obviously, alternators on, air compressor, sorry, is in place, and that's all hooked up. Whether I regas that is a different kettle of fish. I'm not really too bothered about it. Managed to get the coolant reservoir in place. All this sort of plastic shrouding's back in now. We're missing a couple of bolts. Well, we're missing quite a few bolts. A lot of them we've been able to make work, but we're missing one for the gearbox mount and one for the gearbox mount over here. So I just need to order them, but that's not a problem. Relatively easy to get to, hence why we've not sort of put the airbox and all that fun stuff back in. The supercharger's obviously not on yet. Again, we just need a few more bits and pieces from around this area. We've started preparing the subframe to go on. So I got a brand new, well, I got a new to me power steering pump. We hooked that up onto the subframe, which has been undersealed. But the line here from the reservoir down to the pump is split. Now that was a problem on the MOT because it was weeping, and when we took the subframe off, it was covered in power steering fluid. So we think that is actually the root cause of it. It has gone really hard as well. So I'm going to get a new one of these lines. But we've hooked the steering rack up to it. I need to get some inner and outer track rod ends to put on there to finish all of that off. We've got a few more bolts to find here for the anti-roll bar. Can't find them, but we will do. But we've just been preparing that ready to put it in once we've got all the bits and pieces. That's about it. It feels like we've done a lot more than it takes to say on camera.
Most of it's just finding stuff and
a lot of it's finding bolts and mounting plates and stuff like that, because you've got to remember we did this
over a year ago.
We took it apart way over a year ago now, and the last time we really touched it was before Christmas, so we're 4 or 5 months out. We've got no idea where all the stuff is. No matter how organised you are, you still wouldn't know where it was after 5 months. And trying to remember where things go.
And even the
wiring.
Fact we've had floods. So we've had like another flood as well. So we've just quickly moved everything to try and get it up above the level, or like floor, and that's where you start missing stuff. That's where you start losing stuff, and that's where stuff comes like mismatched and whatnot. So we're just trying to work out where stuff is, where stuff goes. But other than that, I think we've done an alright job.
Yeah, not too bad. And like Owen said, this unit is prone to flooding. You can watch the video up here of when it flooded really bad a year ago, but it's flooded twice this year already. So like Owen said, we literally come in, chuck everything wherever it can be, hence why there's bumpers and fuel tanks and intercoolers and everything on top of the car, because it's the only place to get it out of the way. So yeah, it's sort of a bit of a mess, but we're getting there now. We just need to keep up the momentum. There's not a lot really left to do. This was the big bit that I was sort of not bothered to do. it's at a point now where one person could, in theory, do stuff.
Yeah.
Which is good for me. So if I've got a spare hour or two, I can come down and crack on, and I've not got to worry about trying to lift an engine and gearbox in on my own. Which was why we were kind of waiting for a time when me, Owen, and Tyler were available, because it took all three of us to get it in with a bit of help from Ollie behind the camera. So yeah, we're at a really good place of it. I feel really happy that it's here.
Starting like to look like a car again.
Looking like a car. Like I say, a few more bits to buy, a few more bits to find. But on the whole, we've got everything now. So thank you for watching this video. If you're new around here, please hit subscribe and make sure you give us a thumbs up. Let us know in the comments what sort of things you'd like to see other than the Mini on the road, because we all want to see that. And other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.